Good to see everybody. Very excited to get back to U.S. Bank Stadium. Gives us an opportunity for a home game, Sunday Night Football. Home environment's been unbelievable this year. I know our fans will bring the juice and make it a very tough environment for our opponent to play. Tough opponent this week, a team that's really played a lot of close games, and Shane does a really nice job coaching that team up. They play good football. We've got to do the same to give ourselves a good chance to win the game. Very much looking forward to that. We got to have a good week of prep. Got off to a good start just now, and get back into a normal rhythm here as we roll. As you guys have heard and seen, we did acquire Cam Robinson via trade from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Compliments to Kwesi and his group for being able to acquire a player like this. When you lose a player like Christian Darrisaw, it's so catastrophic because he means so much to your team, your offense, but also just from a standpoint of losing such a veteran presence that we rely so much on. So to find a player of Cam's caliber in season like Quace was able to do, very much looking forward to getting him here. He should be arriving any minute now, completing whatever medical, physical process we have for him, and then he'll be immediately inserted into meetings, and hope to have him practice fully tomorrow and then on into the weekend. We'll see where he's at. If he's able to go for us this weekend, that'll be great. Got a chance to speak with him yesterday. Excited to be here, excited to be a Minnesota Viking, and we're very much really excited to have him.
Kevin, are you going to keep Blake at left guard?
Yeah, we've kind of worked through both pre that trade and then post kind of what it looks like from a standpoint of that group up there. We've got a good plan in place. We'll see how Cam does when he gets in, and don't want him, if he's ready to go and prepared, I'd like to get him in the mix there. If for whatever reason it's got to be, either situational or something where we maybe hold him out and give him a full week of prep next week. We'll kind of play it as it goes here this week, and see how it goes. But I think we've got a good plan for the line in place.
What's the process like for a guy to step in at that spot? I mean, quarterback is obviously very tough. Like, what's the level of difficulty in picking up a new system as a left tackle?
Yeah, I think first and foremost we'll need to find similarities. System that he ran, hey, it's the exact same thing here. Maybe just learning the words, and we've got great communicators up there on the offensive line from Garrett on out that can help him, and really when you get into it in certain phases of your offense, first and second down, there might be some nuances to the run game or play action protections here and there, but the tackle spot is one where on those weighty downs and drop back pass and those things, you're blocking the defensive end, and whether we say peaches or whatever it is, really doesn't matter. So I think veteran players played over 90 starts in his career. That guy's played a lot of football, and I think it was playing really well. When we at the time of acquiring him, and I know he's healthy and will be ready to roll. So like I said, haven't gotten a chance to physically see him yet, but he'll be here momentarily, and we'll roll from there. Not something at other positions we haven't accomplished before, so expect him to get ready to go. We'll see where he's at this weekend.
Kevin, where are you at with Blake Cashman?
Yeah, Blake will do basically a full allotment of work on the side field today, just to make sure he feels ready to roll moving into the week of practice. If for whatever reason it might be smart to hold him for this week, I think we can have some pretty good understanding after today about where Blake's at. He's done everything we've asked him to do, and I'm still really hopeful we'll have him Sunday night.
TJ be 100% good to go? Or
Yep.
No snap counter?
Yep. No, with just how it naturally works out at that position with having a guy like Josh Oliver and Johnny Munt, who've done some really good things. I think it'll naturally work itself out, but I think TJ's ready to play. He's, as good as he's really looked since we've gotten him here, and that's saying something considering the impact he made right away in 22, and then the season he was having last year at the time when he got hurt. So I know he's excited. Everybody's excited to have him back out there. Huge part of our, system and offense and organization to have 87 back out there.
After 2 losses in a row, how do you make sure doubt doesn't creep in on this team? Are you
Yeah,
confident you can do that?
I think there's a reason why we talk about each week being its own challenge, its own, set of goals and standards and what we think it's going to take to win the game. We've got to have intentional focus to do everything we can to win one football game, while also understanding and acknowledging both coaches and players things that have contributed to losing 2 games in 5 days. The good thing is we won 5 in a row before that, so these guys, hopefully haven't forgotten the standard they kind of set for themselves against some really good football teams. I think we're still a confident team that also is incredibly aware and kind of has that team-wide, coaching staff-wide responsibility of the things we can all do a little bit better. And I felt that from our team early on in the week here, but got to have a great week of preparation and see it transform into just a consistent effort. I think, for our offense, we've done a lot of really good things. There's just been some times where, 1st and 10 to 1st and 15 to 2nd and 25 to 3rd and 25, that's doing too much to help our opponents. And then defensively, just getting back to our style, all 11 execution, attacking mentality. And I think the kicking game's been pretty solid over these last 2-3 weeks, where if they can continue to stack some really good performances, we'll continue to help our team, whether it's Will, or Ryan. The specialists have been phenomenal, and I really like what Trent Sherfield and Jay Ward have done at the gunner spot. And then we've got some core teamers that are really showing up each and every week in all 4 phases. So individual areas of our team to collectively have focus on, and we've kind of set out with some real tangible things to do a little bit better, things we can consistently continue to do, and just how many snaps in a row in the game can we do that as a team and hopefully get off to a fast start.
Kevin, how are you feeling about Aaron Jones' workload these days? And where does Cam Akers factor into running back?
Yeah, I think Cam and Ty both factor in, just as impactful as Aaron's been. It's been remarkable, Ben, what he's been able to do, even considering, where he was at coming out of the Jets game, and then the type of snaps he's been able to give us. We only had 50 against the Rams, so that kind of limited just the overall numbers for our group. But I think we're going to have to, Cam's here for a reason, as is Ty. I think we're going to have to see those guys get some touches and continue to have Aaron be a featured part of the game plan every week, because that's why he's here. So I think we've just got to continue to have a mindset of those snap counts going into games, and then how these games play out. Hopefully we can stay true to that, because I think it's important over these next 10 games for sure.
Are you ever surprised with what Kwesi is able to cook up in such a short time window to get Cam Robinson in here?
I think it's a credit to him and his staff, and being able to get that done in a timely manner, where sometimes the deadlines for other sides might not equal having a player here for a Wednesday practice. It's pretty cool to know that the dialogue him and I have immediately after a game, in a situation like we were, where you lose one of your premier players. We've got a lot of confidence in our team, and to be able to go get a guy like Cam to still allow us to play over these next 10-plus games, hopefully, the way we want to play. So, surprised, no, but very thankful for the work that him and his group do.
Kevin, you talked with PA about maybe wanting to have a little more of a fast break type offense at times. Is that something where maybe those are being defended or they're not being taken, or do you need to be kind of conscious about that being part of the concept?
I think it's just a mindset overall of our offense. Whether it is getting a defensive game plan where people are trying to put a roof over the concepts. We've been pretty darn explosive for the most part when we have all 11 guys executing. Past games kind of been like that. But I think we can, get the ball out of our hands a little faster. That doesn't mean we're not going to be attacking the top shelf. You saw it even last Thursday. I mean, Josh Oliver goes for 25 on a check down. Johnny Monk goes for 11 on a check down. Aaron Jones, Cam, Ty. I mean, we can apply pressure a lot of different ways with how we're attacking people, both vertically, but we've got some really good route runners. Get TJ back will obviously help that. And that mindset means a lot of things in between the snaps and obviously during the snaps. And I think Sam's played at a really high level, and we can just continue to help him from a philosophical perspective, play intent, kind of what we're hunting and the risk reward on some things where maybe it's not turnovers, but holding the ball, trying to make things right based upon his confidence in either the play, the diagram, what he thought it would be, and then more importantly, his confidence in the guys running routes for him. But all of that comes with just volume of plays, and I think we want to possess the ball. We don't want to, force our defense to be out there for more snaps than they need to, and that's where we, get off the field on defense a little bit more, which really was a penalty-driven discussion last Thursday. But we've got to do that, and then vice versa on offense. We can't just have drives where the first 18 plays of the game, I think we had 1 third down, which was 3rd and 1, and we sneak it. Other than that, it was just consistent execution. 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, 1st and 10, 2nd and 3, and you can go on and on and on. And then what changed? I think it's just that intentional focus to make sure all 11 guys have pre and post snap play style that we want, and I have a ton of confidence we're going to get there. I got to do a better job overall making sure that happens.
Last guys are ready to play, and
Dalton's healthy. He's ready to roll. We'll see. Kind of, obviously we've had a little bit of a plan in place, based upon had things all stayed status quo. Dalton's very much a part of the conversation, and it really will come down to, what ultimately that left tackle spot looks like, the communication factor there as far as, guys that have maybe been in there versus getting Dalton in there. But I anticipate trying to get him up to speed and ready to roll. We're closing in on the end of that window as is, so I think we're going to see Dalton, in a uniform sooner rather than later.
Kevin, does Sam have to play quicker, like the clock in his head have to be quicker because of new left tackle, or do you guard against that and tell him to trust what you're going to put on his ball?
I think it's how we put things together. I think you pick your spots in the game, but I think, there's been some times where I think Sam's been pretty elite throwing the ball down the field, and that's why we've been able to be explosive. But there's been some moments where his trust level in the factors that we talked about, the concept, Justin, Jordan, Speedy. There's been some times where he takes a hitch or two extra trying to see if he can let it develop, and in that process, what did those snaps end up like? How hard was the next snap if we had a negative play? It's just, it's the hardest thing in sports is to play quarterback and be aggressive, try to stick with concepts. We can do a better job helping them by how we design things, and it might be a play where we're attacking down the field, but where are the checkdowns, where are the elements, where are the 5 eligibles in regards to where his line of sight is, vision, and how does it time up with his feet? That's how we put together plays and try to make sure we're clean from that standpoint and just keep putting the ball in play. Every completion, in my opinion, has a negative effect on the defense. What we do with the ball, run after catch, will be critical here moving forward, as well as making sure we're still explosive and getting the ball down the field. Thank you.